Leg cramps. The kind that lock your calf at 2 in the morning and make you grab the side of the bed. And if you've got a bag of pumpkin seeds sitting in your pantry right now, you may be closer to the answer than you think. But not the way most people use them. Because here's what's actually happening. You've been told night leg cramps are about water, about stretching. Maybe someone said eat a banana, and you did all of that. You drank more water. You stretched before bed. You added that banana to your breakfast. And at 2 a.m., your calf locked up anyway. You're not doing it wrong. You were given the wrong target. Most seniors are told night leg cramps are just dehydration, just aging, or just something you have to live with. However, and this is where it changes, data reviewed by the NIH Office of Dietary Supplements tells a different story. The real issue for many adults after 60 is not water. It's magnesium. Specifically, it's how little magnesium is actually reaching your muscles, and how the foods you think are helping may not be delivering enough to matter. My name is Dr. David Collin, and after 60, everything changes, and most people aren't told why. I will. What I'm going to show you today are 3 specific foods, not supplements, not pills. 3 foods that deliver real, measurable magnesium in amounts that can actually make a difference for night leg cramps. I'll tell you why bananas didn't make this list. I'll explain why one food on this list delivers more magnesium in a single ounce than most seniors get in half a day of eating. And I'll show you the one pattern that makes even the right foods fail, a pattern almost nobody talks about. But the most important thing I need you to understand right now is this. The reason your cramps keep coming back is not because your body is broken. It's because the advice you were given was never specific enough. And that changes today. Now, before we go further, I want to say something I say in every one of these conversations. This is for educational purposes only. Always discuss changes with your own doctor. That matters, especially if you take any medications, especially diuretics or acid-blocking medicines, because those connect to what I'm about to explain in a very specific way. Your doctor needs to know what you're learning here so you can work together on it. If this kind of detail is useful to you, and I believe it will be, the easiest way to keep getting these updates is to subscribe. I cover leg cramp nutrition details here that most seniors are simply never told. Now, let me show you what's actually going on inside your body when that cramp hits. The enemy here isn't you. It's not your age. It's not your effort. The enemy is an outdated framework, a set of quick fix answers that tell seniors night leg cramps are about hydration, maybe potassium, maybe stretch more. That framework ignores the one mineral that governs whether your muscle can relax after it contracts. Magnesium. Here's how it works. Think of magnesium as the off switch for your muscles. When your brain tells your calf to contract, to take a step, to push off, to climb, calcium floods into the muscle cell and the muscle tightens. That's normal. But to release, to let go, your body needs magnesium. Magnesium is what tells that muscle fiber, you're done now. Relax. When magnesium is low, even a little low, not dramatically deficient, just consistently under what your body needs, that off switch gets sluggish. The muscle contracts, and it doesn't fully release. It holds. It seizes. That's not a random cramp. That's a muscle that didn't get the signal to stop. And the NIH confirms this. Their Office of Dietary Supplements states that magnesium is required for muscle contraction and nerve function, and that as magnesium deficiency worsens, muscle cramps are among the symptoms that can develop. This is not speculation. This is the mechanism. But here's where it gets personal for anyone over 60. The NIH also notes that older adults are a specific risk group for magnesium inadequacy. Not just because you eat differently as you get older, though that's part of it, but because your gut absorbs less magnesium than it used to, and your kidneys excrete more of it. So the same food that gave you plenty of magnesium at 45 may be delivering significantly less at 68. Your body changed the math, but nobody updated your grocery list. An analysis of NAN's data from 2013 to 2016, reviewed by the NIH, found that 48% of Americans across all ages consume less magnesium than the estimated average requirement. 48%. And older adults, especially men over 71, are among the most likely to fall short. Now layer this on top. A 2018 study published in the journal Nutrients, using NAN's data specifically focused on older adults, found that 83% of participants were not meeting the recommended dietary intake for magnesium. 83%. That's not a gap. That's a canyon. And you're standing on the edge of it every night when that calf tightens up. Too little, too late, too weak. That's what most magnesium advice gives seniors. And it's not because no one cares. It's because the conversation stopped at eat a banana and never went further. So let's go further. Let's talk about the first food on this list. And I'm starting here because this is the one most seniors would actually use every day. Almonds. Now, I know almonds aren't exotic. They're not a headline. They're not the kind of thing that makes you stop scrolling. But that's exactly why they work for this. Consistency matters more than drama when it comes to magnesium. According to USDA Food Data Central, 1 ounce of dry roasted almonds, about 23 almonds, roughly a small handful, delivers 80 milligrams of magnesium. That's 19% of your daily value in a single handful. Now, is that going to solve everything by itself? No, but here's what makes it powerful. You'll actually eat them. Every day? With breakfast. As a snack in the afternoon. They're not hard to find. They don't need to be cooked. They don't spoil quickly. And they deliver a base layer of magnesium that most seniors are completely missing. Think of it like this. If your body needs a certain amount of magnesium every day to keep that muscle-off switch working, and most seniors aren't reaching that amount, then almonds are the floor. They're the foundation, not the whole house. But without the floor, nothing else holds. And here's something most people don't connect. Magnesium doesn't just work once. It's not like a pain pill you take and it handles tonight. Your body uses magnesium constantly for over 300 enzyme processes, according to the NIH. You don't stock up once. You refill daily. And the refill has to be consistent enough that your muscles never run short at night when the cramps are worst. That's why almonds matter. Not because they're the highest magnesium food on this list. They're not. But because they're the one you'll keep eating. And that daily consistency is what your legs need. Most seniors never connect this to that. Today you will. You now know why this starts. You know the mechanism. You know the mineral. But knowing where it starts is only part of the story. Where it leads, that's what no one ever showed you. Because now we have to talk about the gap between what sounds healthy and what actually delivers. And this is where most seniors get fooled. Not by bad foods, but by good foods that don't carry enough magnesium to matter. Let me give you a number. A medium banana, the food everyone tells you to eat for cramps, contains 32 milligrams of magnesium. 32. According to USDA Food Data Central and confirmed in the NIH's own nutrition tables, one medium banana gives you just 8% of your daily magnesium. 8%. Now, bananas are a fine food. They have potassium, and potassium matters for muscle function too. I'm not telling you to stop eating bananas. But if you think a banana is your magnesium strategy for leg cramps, you're working with 8% of what your body needs. And your muscles know it. At 2 in the morning, your muscles know it. This is where the second food on the list comes in. Cooked spinach. And I said cooked for a reason. This is where the density conversation gets real. Raw spinach looks healthy. It fills a bowl. It feels like you're doing something right. But raw spinach is mostly water and air. The magnesium is there, but it's spread across a huge volume that most seniors aren't going to finish. You need to eat several cups of raw spinach to get what half a cup of cooked spinach gives you. And here's that number. According to USDA Food Data Central, 1/2 cup of boiled spinach delivers 78 milligrams of magnesium. That's 19% of your daily value. In half a cup, roughly the same as an ounce of almonds, but in a warm, soft form that fits inside a meal you're already making. Stir it into soup. Fold it into scrambled eggs. Put it alongside chicken or fish at dinner. It doesn't have to be a salad. It doesn't have to be a chore. Half a cup, cooked, with dinner. That's it. And here's where the stacking starts to matter. If you had a handful of almonds earlier in the day, 80 milligrams, and you add half a cup of cooked spinach at dinner, 78 milligrams, you've just put 158 milligrams of magnesium into your body from 2 simple foods. That's nearly 38% of your daily value, from 2 things you already recognize. Most seniors I talk to are getting less than that in their entire day. Now, one important note here. If you take warfarin or any other medication that's sensitive to vitamin K, spinach is a food you need to keep consistent. Don't suddenly add large amounts without telling your doctor. Keep the amount steady and keep your doctor informed. That way, you get the magnesium benefit without disrupting anything else. This is not age. This is something your body is doing, and we can fix it. So now you have 2 foods. Almonds for the daily base. Cooked spinach for the dinner layer. And your magnesium intake is already better than most Americans over 60, according to the data. But there's a question sitting underneath all of this. A question most people never think to ask. Why do some seniors eat well, genuinely well, and still wake up with cramps? Why does the right food sometimes seem to fail? That answer is coming, and it changes everything. But first, I need to ask you something. Because we've reached the point in this conversation where what you believe actually matters. Think about your own experience. What have you been relying on? What has your strategy been for dealing with night-leg cramps? Have you been trusting the old advice, more water, maybe a banana, wait it out? Or have you already started thinking that the real issue is how much magnesium you're actually getting from what you eat every day? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to drop a letter in the comments right now. If you still believe more water or a banana is the main answer for night-leg cramps, drop the letter A. If you believe the real issue is getting enough magnesium-rich food into your day before night cramps start, drop the letter B. I read every single comment personally. Let me know below. And now, here's the part I've been building toward. Everything I've told you so far is real, and it matters. But there's something that changes all of it, something almost no one talks about. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your nighttime cramps the same way again. The problem after 60 is not that magnesium doesn't work. It's not that the mineral is useless. It's not that your body has stopped responding. The problem is what I call the delivery gap. Here's what that means. Most seniors who try to fix leg cramps with food are making one of 3 quiet mistakes, and usually all 3 at once. First, they choose foods that sound magnesium-rich but don't deliver enough in a real-life serving. A banana, a few spinach leaves in a salad, a granola bar with almonds listed 5th on the ingredient label. The intention is right. The density is wrong. Second, they eat those foods randomly. Some days yes, some days no. Tuesday they remember, Wednesday they forget. And magnesium doesn't work like that. Your muscles don't bank it. Your body doesn't save it up for a bad night. If the magnesium wasn't there today, in the food you ate today, then at 2 a.m., the off switch is short. And the cramp fires. Third, and this is the one I've been waiting to tell you, some seniors are losing magnesium faster than they're putting it in. Not because of their diet, because of their medicine cabinet. The FDA issued a safety communication, originally in 2011 and reinforced since, warning that long-term use of proton pump inhibitors, the acid-blocking medicines millions of seniors take for reflux, can be associated with low magnesium levels. And the NIH's own fact sheet confirms that loop diuretics like furosemide and thiazide diuretics, blood pressure medications that many seniors take every single day, can increase urinary magnesium loss and lead to depletion. So picture this. You're eating almonds. You're adding spinach at dinner. You're doing it right. But if a medication you've taken for years is quietly pulling magnesium out through your kidneys faster than your food can replace it, the cramp still comes. The muscle still seizes. And you think the food didn't work. It wasn't the food. It was the drain. I'm telling you this because nobody else in this space will. And I want to be very clear here. I am not telling you to stop any medication. Not even close. What I'm telling you is this. If you take a diuretic, if you take an acid-blocking medicine like omeprazole or lansoprazole, if you've taken either of those for more than a year, you need to have a conversation with your doctor specifically about magnesium. Not a general conversation. A specific one. Tell them, I want to know if my magnesium levels have been checked. Ask them, could this medication be affecting my mineral status? This is for educational purposes only, but it is also the kind of question that can change the entire direction of someone's nighttime cramp story. And your doctor needs to hear it from you, because most routine blood work doesn't include magnesium. The NIH confirms that NANS hasn't even measured serum magnesium in survey participants since 1974. 1974. That's how invisible this mineral has been in the system. So you've got the mechanism. Magnesium is the off switch. You've got the gap. Most seniors aren't getting enough. You've got the drain. Medications can make it worse without anyone noticing. Now you need the anchor. The one food on this list I saved for last. The one that delivers more magnesium per ounce than almost anything in the American diet. Pumpkin seeds. 1 ounce of roasted pumpkin seeds. That's roughly a small handful, the kind you could measure in a spoon, delivers 156 milligrams of magnesium. That's 37% of your daily value. In 1 ounce. In 1 handful. Let me put that next to the banana so you feel the difference. 1 banana, 32 milligrams. 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds, 156 milligrams. That's nearly 5 times the magnesium in a smaller serving. And nobody told you. Your doctor never told you this. But I will. Now here's how to use this. And I want to be specific because being vague is how good advice turns into wasted effort. The first thing, choose one of these 3 magnesium-dense foods and make it part of your daily routine, especially in the second half of the day. Not just whenever, not randomly, consistently. The goal is to have meaningful magnesium entering your system before your muscles go into their longest period of rest, which is nighttime. That's when the cramps are worst. That's when the off switch matters most. A small handful of pumpkin seeds after dinner. Half a cup of cooked spinach with your evening meal. Almonds as an afternoon snack. Pick one. Do it daily. Then add a second. You're not building a complicated diet. You're building a floor of magnesium that your legs can stand on. The second thing, stop judging your cramp strategy by water and bananas alone. They have their place. Water matters. Potassium matters. But if your magnesium is consistently low, and the data says it probably is, then water and bananas are putting out a fire with the wrong hose. Magnesium density and daily consistency matter more than anything else you've been told. Not random, not harmless, not age. And the third thing, and this is the one that separates the seniors who finally get relief from the ones who keep guessing. If you take diuretics, acid-blocking medicines, or if you have kidney concerns of any kind, ask your doctor whether a mineral issue is being missed. Don't assume your blood work covers it. It probably doesn't. Ask specifically about magnesium. A 2020 Cochrane review on magnesium for skeletal muscle cramps noted that the evidence for magnesium supplements alone is still mixed. And that makes sense, because a supplement can't fix what a drain is undoing. If the underlying cause of the low magnesium isn't addressed, whether it's dietary, medication-related, or both, then even the right supplement may not close the gap. That's why food-first strategies combined with medical awareness work better than any single fix. So to be clear, pumpkin seeds, cooked spinach, and almonds are not a cure. Nobody can promise you that. But they are 3 of the most concentrated, practical, food-based sources of magnesium available to you, backed by USDA data, reviewed by the NIH, and grounded in the basic science of how your muscles contract and release. The data from the NIH says most seniors are falling short of the 420 milligrams men need daily, or the 320 milligrams women need. A handful of pumpkin seeds and a half cup of spinach together put you at 234 milligrams from just 2 simple foods. Add almonds, and you're approaching 314 milligrams. That's not nothing. That's a foundation. And that foundation is what your muscles have been missing. Most seniors never get this far. They manage one piece of the puzzle, but they miss the delivery gap, the combination of low-density food choices, inconsistent timing, and medication-related losses that keeps the problem returning. After 60, everything changes, and most people aren't told why. But now you've been told. You know the mechanism. You know the foods. You know the numbers. You know the trap. And you know what to ask your doctor the next time you're sitting across from them. Night leg cramps after 60 are not something you simply endure. They often reflect a magnesium pattern your body is no longer forgiving. And the fix starts with what you put on your plate, consistently, deliberately, and with the right density. Before I let you go, there's one more thing, and this might be the most important part of everything I've said today. If your night cramps are frequent, more than 3 or 4 times a month, or if they're severe enough to leave your calf sore the next day, or if they haven't changed at all after 2 or 3 weeks of improving your magnesium-rich foods, then the problem may not be food alone. It may be medication-related depletion. It may be a kidney issue affecting how your body holds onto minerals. It may be something else entirely that deserves a real medical conversation, not guesswork. Please, talk to your doctor. Bring this up. You deserve that conversation. Magnesium foods can help calm the pattern, but only when they're dense enough, consistent enough, and safe for the individual senior. That's what today was about. But now that you know magnesium matters, there's something else happening in your body that can make magnesium look like it failed. And it has to do with nighttime electrolyte balance. Specifically, the timing of potassium and sodium around sleep. Most seniors have never heard this explained. And it's the reason some people do everything right with magnesium and still cramp. I cover exactly that in the next video. Watch it now.